a bad marriage is like being in prison for the rest of your life.
That's right.
So if you want to make it work, make it work. My grandfather once told me when I was getting married that if you ever come back to this house, complaint A, B, C, D, I won't blame your husband. You are my child, so it is you I will blame.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody tells you that, then it's more or less like you are walking on eggshells. So you would want to take your time so
Mm-hmm.
that you don't go back home
Mm-hmm.
for your grandparent to say that,
I told you
well, it's
so.
your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And one thing that I also remember was during my engagement, when the program was done, my grandfather said to my husband's family, go home with your son and advise him. I am going home with my daughter to advise her. So
Deep.
you would have to learn to be patient. You'd have to learn to be tolerant.
Hmm.
You'd have to learn to be respectful. You have to learn to let it go. I mean, sometimes you wouldn't want to stand boot for boot with your partner. Somebody will have to take that responsibility and say, I'm sorry. And I believe in one thing, let it go and let God. Because if you are going to drag the issue, I mean, you're getting nowhere. Of course, there are a few times you have cold wars, there are miscommunications and stuff, but they are not enough to say that my bags are on my head, I'm going back.
Mm-hmm.
There's no perfect man or woman out there. You would have to make that conscious effort that no matter what it takes, I am going to make it work. Of course, there are bad instances. Of course, if the person is abusive, of course, nobody will wish that you stay in an abusive marriage.
Nope.
What if you die?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are in abusive marriages that they can't get out. They can't get anybody to talk to, and people are really suffering. So if you are blessed that your partner is not abusive, emotionally, physically, you thank God and you deal with the petty issues in your home. You must learn to communicate as well, because then if communication gap is so wide, then there's trouble. But of course, anytime that you're having a conversation, you try as much as possible to bridge that gap. I mean, you won't always have it that easy, but I know that you have to learn to disagree and
Mm-hmm.
you learn to agree on issues. So it is not always that he will agree and you will disagree. Fair enough. So it you can't always get into the same bottle at one time. At some point in time, somebody will have to disagree, and that's their opinion. You can't strangle them that no, this is my stand. You would have to go by it. No, it's not done. It's not done. So you need to be very tolerant. You need to be very patient.
How has
Yeah.
social media affected marriages, especially negatively? The social media craze and pressure, the glam. We only see beautiful marriages out there. We don't see
That's
the bad part.
social media. Well, some people just like to live it freely.
Mhm.
So if you want to look at the social media and live your life, then you live in misery, because what people put out there, it's not the real them. So then if you think, I mean, people put their everyday lives there. Oh, and there's this term that, well, I barely use it. And when people use it, I said, what does it mean? Bay, bay me this, bay me that.
I know.
so,
You and I don't have
if
babes.
somebody exactly. So if you look at what is happening and you think your bay, it's
Mhm,
not buying you what people are buying for their base, and
mhm,
you feel dejected, look, you're going to be depressed, because trust me, well, some people live it their life because that is what they want to do. But if you put the good ones out there, when the bad ones also come, are you going to put it out there?
mhm.
I don't believe in the social media for fun, whatever it is, but I think I tread cautiously on social media because these days, whatever you put there will go a long way. Some days, somehow, somebody's going to pull it out for you and you'll be surprised.
The internet
So
never forgets.
some people actually, no, they don't forget. So we need to be very careful as to what we put out there. I go to social media and I laugh. I'm not a social media person, really. I mean, once in a while, I pop in a Facebook and I read stories and I'm like, really? I mean, is that what it is? Then whom did we marry? Because then if you're trying to say that it's all rosy out there, then it's like,
Yeah.
which kind of planet am I?
Am I?
Kind of-
Exactly.
so I think we should take it easy when it comes to the social media in our lives. We should. Don't pay too much attention to it because other than that, you'll be depressed. You will be. You'll be depressed. Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to go there and have fun and laugh, fair enough. But your personal life and the life of others, please don't. Don't.
You never know the inside story. You only see the outside story. They won't tell you the truth.
We won't tell you the truth. Yes. We won't tell you that. We only tell you what you want to hear. So I will tell you good side that you want to hear. And I won't tell you whatever I'm going through. So people won't be sincere enough to let you in what they're going through.
A very big celebrity here in America has a reality TV show and everything. Tried to take her own life last month. Then she got through it. She's fine now. She's home. And she appeared for the first time on an interview to tell her story. The first question the interviewer asked her, "What's going on with you?" She said, "I've been living a lie all my life. I haven't been happy in a very long time. But I painted a perfect picture as if all was well. This is not the first time I tried to take my life. This is actually the second time. I've been living a lie. I learned another lesson yesterday when she said, I've been living a lie all these years." She's wealthy. She won a very big reality show. She was a winner. She took the money and everything, but she's still not happy. But we out here see her, oh, she's doing well. She just won this big money. She's doing this. She has her own TV show, this and that. But she tried to take her life. She was unconscious, but thankfully she's back now. And she said she was living a lie. She's never been happy in several years. So there goes social media for you. We see the glam, but we didn't know the inside story until she broke it out yesterday. So I'm glad you spoke in well. This is just a point to buttress what you said. Let's dive into the main topic, motherhood. How are you a working woman combining raising 3 kids? You have a life, you have family, you have a husband, you have a job. How do you combine raising 3 kids under 4 years?
It's crazy. It's fun. It's adventurous. Everything that you want to. It's tough, Priscilla.
I can imagine.
3 under 4. My life, I don't know, but sometimes I feel like I'm lost.
Yeah.
Because I can't
keep up.
I mean, you know, it gets to a point you want to question your level of intelligence and you want to ask yourself, am I doing it right? I mean, really, because 3 kids, it's just by grace. I always say that I wanted it and I got them. So enjoy the happy moments, endure the bad times. It comes with experience as time goes on. I mean, during the lockdown, we were home. I mean, I wasn't going to work as well, so we were home. And the very first day, I'm like, okay, we got through it. I just didn't want to put any rules at home, do this, do that. I'm like, let them be. Because the more that you want to put measures in place, you can't go here, you can't do this. It makes you stressed out because you're already stressed.
Yeah.
So for me, I I'm like, allow them, let them be, especially with their toys everywhere in the house. We'd want to pack them, they will unpack. So for me, I say, leave them. When it's 6 p.m., the day is over, we are done, and we pack them. We pack them. So what happens is once the baby sleep, I sleep. I'm tired. Because during the day, I could barely blink an eye with the two, the 3 years and the 1 year. So I can't sleep during the day. So in the nights, after they've taken their bath, baby sleeps off, I go and sleep. The other two will find their way to bed. They will. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. So you don't get to go to all the places that you will go when you were single. Now you have a lot of handbags. So you choose where to go to and where not to go to. You don't stress yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, there are programs that you can't make it. Genuinely, I tell you, I'm not sure I can make it. I can't promise. So then it's not as if we ask for you, you don't come to programs. And I mean, there are times people call, you don't even know where your phone is. So it's like, when we call you, you don't answer. No, it's not intentional.
Yeah.
You are living in a crazy world. So,
I can imagine.
like I said, when you have like 10, 5, 3 house helps, somebody is bathing the baby, somebody's bathing the baby, somebody's feeding the baby, so you get to relax.
That brings me to my next topic. I was coming to ask you, do you have house helps, and how do you perceive the whole house help thing? Have you had some in the past? And is it advisable to have house helps? Your opinion.
That's the question. In my opinion, well, everybody needs help. We do.
Sure.
I remember when I had my first daughter, I had a nanny, a grown-up, and my grandmother was also around. And she was just like a mother to me. Auntie Aggie, thank you so much wherever you are. She sorted me out. She was a matured woman.
Lovely lady. I remember her. I remember her.
She kept my home as I would want it, because there wasn't a single day that I'd gone to work and they had called me, my child is warm. You can imagine being at work and somebody calls you, the child is warm, the child is crying. Already, you can't put your head through to it. So once that phone call comes, then you are distracted. But thankfully, I didn't have that. And until Aggie traveled, when she traveled, my husband wasn't happy getting another person because he said, whoever comes might not treat this child as Auntie Aggie did. So then we had to do it by ourselves. So we started managing by ourselves and we put her through school. So when I close, I pick her up and then the boy also came. So it's basically been us raising our kids. And just when I had a third one recently, my husband's niece came around so that when we are at work, at least there is somebody at home to take. Other than that, they would have been in school, if not for the COVID. They would have been in school. Once I closed from work, I picked them up. In fact, the more reason why I came back to full-time nursing, so that I could have that time to balance my life very well. So that is it. I mean, some house helps are genuinely good.
Yeah.
Others too, stories are not too good to tell. So you're not too sure who is coming to your house, whether the person is coming to destroy your home or make your home. So you would have to pray. Getting a good one, it's difficult. Human beings are human beings. I mean, they come good, obedient, and sometimes they turn
change
around. You can't do anything about it. And I'm like, I can imagine that sometimes when you are going to work and your child is crying, it's not as if your child doesn't want you to go to work. But the aftermath when you are away, whatever is being done to the child in your absence,
you have no idea.
No, you have no idea. You have no idea. Everybody needs help. If you get some, fair enough. But if you can't, and the two of you can manage. I mean, I said that during our time, when we were born, we had a lot of aunties and cousins in the house. These days, everybody is the
in their
corporate
own
sector,
houses.
the nuclear family side. So the family is not really, everybody's on the move. So it makes it a bit difficult trying to balance it, but small, we'll get there. We are getting there. Yeah.
I know you are
Getting
very
there.
busy. I would love to keep you here and chat with you all day. I don't want baby to be crying, but my very last question before I let you go. You started out as a nurse and you went into private practice and you went into the media and you back to nursing. Can you tell me how that experience has been? I know you worked in Joy FM for some time. How was the life when you were in media and the other stuff you did? You did a master's in something that was a little bit outside the bedside nursing. Do you want to talk about that briefly too?
Yes.
Mhm.
I did my master's in healthcare management. In fact, the whole idea for me was I'd wanted to get out of the mainstream nursing. I
Okay.
wanted to do more of the administrative work or be an opener out there. And that was what I was doing and I was enjoying it. But it got to a point in my life I realized that I couldn't carry on. I need to pause.
Yeah.
I need to pause and take care of my family. So for me, yeah, that's. I mean, a nurse is always a nurse. Once you are back into, you have your professional pinch where you can always work. So
Yeah.
I decided to come back. I enjoy working in the corporate sector because I mean the experience there was wide. You get to do a lot of things. You get to meet people. You get to learn a lot. So it's a bit different. But the difference is that in the government sector, it's a bit relaxed. It's not too hectic. I mean, you can always find your way around it
Found it.
compared to the corporate one that it's a bit difficult. I know a lot of parents have to juggle between work, family, and it's not that easy. But for me, I felt my family matter. My family matter because I didn't like the idea of children being at home and the parents are not around. I said to myself that I want to watch my children grow. If I can and I have the opportunity,
Yeah.
I would like to watch them grow under my very eyes than to let somebody raise my children for me. So
I
it
know.
was a
I
choice that
remember
I
you
had to
took
make.
some time. Yep. I know. I remember you took some time off work. You were not working. You were just home raising the kids. And that is
Yeah,
another sacrifice you've made and very impressive. So
yeah.
are you do you have any plans of returning to media someday? Are you still in the media? Any radio station, TV, anything for you?
No, now it's just the nursing job and the family. So I'm just giving my time. Maybe in the next 5 years, hopefully, God's grace, if you are still alive, maybe we'll find our way back into the media, into our corporate world. But for now, it's strictly family affair. So I'm giving all the time that I need to give to my husband and my children, just to because these are their developmental stages. Once you miss it, you can't make it up.
You can't.
Once you miss their developmental stage,
Mhm.
that is it. So this is the period that I would love to be home,
Yeah.
love to listen to all the funny things they say and all the questions they ask you. I'm enjoying them. So for now, it's strictly family affair. Yeah.
That's good. These days we have other people raising our kids. Our kids don't know us. There's no bond. We work
Yeah.
12 hours, we come home, they are asleep. We wake up the next day, we are on the go. But you have chosen to combine it and you are doing a very good job. And I'm proud of you once again.
Thank
So
you.
yeah. So there you have it, nurses. You don't always have to put yourself in a box. You can always do something outside bedside. She went to do management and also work in the corporate industry, and she's back at bedside. There are so many options for you. And she's doing a very good work combining family and career. And I think this is what we should all listen to and try to make it work. Do not rush into marriage. When you're married and you're not having kids, do not yield to the societal pressure. Do not let social media pressurize you to do something that you regret doing. Thank you very much, Araba, for coming onto the show. I am proud of you. You and I have been good friends, and it's been fun knowing you. Any last words before you say bye-bye to us?
Thank you for having me, Priscilla. And I always say to the fabulous and the superwomen out there that keep being you. The sky is your limit and be encouraged.
Mhm.
Don't let anybody kill your spirit. A step at a time and one day at a time. We will get there. We will definitely get there. Thank you for having me too. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Bye.